Hi besties, we're going to be doing a July reading wrap up today. I'm going to be telling you everything that I read in July, and then I'm going to be showing you what's on my TBR for August. Let's just get right into it. So July was kind of a weird reading month for me. I all of a sudden was super big into audiobooks because we moved into our new apartment. We have a bunch of trails by us now, and so I've been walking and exploring the trails. So I've obviously been listening to all of these audiobooks while I'm walking, and I found that I really love audiobooks. I never thought I was a big audiobook person until now I'm listening to them and I'm like, wait a minute. I actually really enjoy this. I feel like once you listen to one, you just kind of like the first one that you listen to sounds weird and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But then if you keep listening to it and keep trying books, you just like grow to love it. It's just such a different way to experience books. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna pull up my Goodreads really quick and look at what I read, and we're just gonna run through what I read in July really quick, and then we'll move on to what's on my radar for August. Starting off the month in July, we were reading Powerless by Elsie Silver. Salone and Jasper. This one has been my favorite so far. If you don't know, this is part of the Chestnut Springs series. This is the third one in the Chestnut Springs series, and I freaking loved it. I flew through this book. Everything about it was perfect. The romance was perfect, the pacing was perfect, the relationship's perfect, the found family. You just got so much of the found family in this one. I could not have been happier with it. I did end up giving it a 4.75 out of 5, and that is because it just didn't give me that extra 5-star feeling. It was so close. I just needed a little bit more and I didn't get that. So we ended on a 4.75, which is the highest rating I've had for a book in so long. Yeah, I just didn't get that 5-star feeling. You know what I mean? Anyway, so good. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend if you have not read the Chestnut Springs series to read that one. And then after that, I went ahead and started Reckless by Elsie Silver, and I'm still actually reading that. So I've been reading that for like 3 weeks. It was pretty slow at first. I wasn't sure if I was really going to enjoy it. This one is about Winter and Theo. I just wasn't super intrigued by their characters to begin with. And the first bit of the book, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. It's kind of starting off different from the other one. I actually grew to love it. I think it took about 15-20% of the book, and then I was like, wait a minute, I really like this, but I'm still currently reading it. I think I'm only like 60 or 65% of the way through, so that unfortunately is gonna have to be in my August wrap up. So that's the current one that I'm reading right now. But like I said, audiobooks, I was super big into audiobooks. I had Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez on my TBR for July. Everyone was saying read Part of Your World by her first, and I didn't actually have that book already, but I saw that it was on Spotify Premium, so that was the first audiobook that I listened to of the month. It took me about a week to read, which is not bad at all. I just listened to it while I was walking, cleaning, you know, doing all the things, and oh my gosh, I was so pleasantly surprised. I don't know why it took me so long to read this book. I freaking loved it. It was so cute, so good. The romance was adorable. I love a good story about someone stopping pleasing other people and doing what they want to do, and that's exactly what this was. I gave Part of Your World a 4.5 star. Absolutely loved it. Such a good audiobook listen. Eventually I hope to come back and read the book because I really loved it that much. I'm really glad that I read that first so I can kind of get my foot in the door with this world and be introduced to everyone. After that, I was out of my Spotify Premium hours, and I don't have Audible or anything like that, but interested in looking into that more because I do listen to a lot of audiobooks right now. So if you like Audible and you think it's worth it, comment down below and let me know. I've been contemplating it for a while but just haven't done it. And I do use Libby through my local library. There wasn't any that I was super interested in reading there, so I actually went to Kindle Unlimited, and they do have a couple audiobooks on there, and I went ahead and listened to my second audiobook of the month, which is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. This one I feel like started off good, but then I just kind of got annoyed by like the teenage drama, the characters. It was just so drama filled. There wasn't a lot of like connection between the characters themselves. It just felt so drama filled and surface level connections. I don't know. It was not my favorite, but I did enjoy that they switched back and forth between the mom and the daughter's perspective. I thought that was pretty cool. I said in my Goodreads comments, I got a little annoyed with the characters around 50 to 75%. I almost stopped listening to it, but then it really picked up at the end, and I did enjoy the ending. I gave this a 3 star. Just a okay read. Wasn't too excited about it. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this for other people. I listened to it while I was walking, so it gave me something to do. So those are all of my reads for the month. I only read 1 book. I listened to 2 audiobooks, and I'm about halfway through another book right now. So the first book on my August TBR is going to be finishing Reckless. Like I said, I only have about 40% left, so I'm hoping to finish that at the beginning of August. I'm going on a trip at the end of August, and I think I'm going to read books on my Kindle during that trip, so I don't have to lug around paperbacks. And I have the rest of the Chestnut Spring series on there, and then I also have a couple Frida McFadden thrillers. So I'm gonna read those on my trip at the end of August, but my physical TBR for August is going to be Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I loved Part of Your World so much that I'm hoping to pick this up as soon as possible. The next one that I have is Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas. I think I finished Assassin's Blade in June, so I took a month off of reading these. I wasn't really in the fantasy mood. I've been reading a lot of romances, but I'm ready to get back into the fantasy, so I hope to read this one in August. And then also long-awaited Funny Story by Emily Henry. I've seen so many people talk about this book. I really need a 5-star read. I want to have a good one, and I've seen lots of good things about this, so this is going to be on my August TBR as well. So those are the 3 physical books that I have for my August TBR. And then, like I said, I'm also going to hopefully finish the Chestnut Spring series. And then the one Frida McFadden book I know I'm going to read is The Housemaid is Watching. It's the 3rd one in the Housemaid series. I have that on my Kindle as well, so I'm going to hopefully read that by the end of the trip. That was just a quick rundown of what July looked like for me, and hopefully what August will look like. I really hope that I get a lot of reading done, but we will see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.